Hello and welcome back. And if you're new, then thank you for subscribing. Today we're gonna talk about the new Huda Beauty Naughty palette. So basically, this is what the palette looks like. The packaging on this one is just like the previous retrograde palette. So its packaging is really nice. It's nice, beautiful. And this is what the eyeshadows look like. The color theme on this palette is gorgeous. It's all neutrals, browns, earthy tones, and you have really nice shimmer. It's really beautiful to look at. I mean, it's like aesthetically really pleasing, especially the marbled eyeshadows that's in here. I mean, it's innovative, it's nice, it's beautiful to look at. I'm just gonna read what it says in here. There are 18 eyeshadows in 5 ready to layer textures, 8 velvety soft, powerfully pigmented mattes, 5 high shine buttery metallics, 3 multi-reflective shimmer cream marbles, 1 matte cream marble, 1 sheer pearly gloss hybrid. I'm just going to talk quickly, go through everything, and I'm just going to tell you my thoughts, my personal thoughts about the palette. Okay, so the marble eyeshadows, they are beautiful, they're just gorgeous to look at, but I'll tell you what the thing with this is. I mean, the formula on the marble eyeshadows are actually quite nice. It's very velvety, to be honest. The marble eyeshadow is, you'd never know what shade you're gonna get. Okay, so you swirl into it, you swatch it, and depends how you swirl into it, depends how you go into it, that's how the shades are gonna come out. So you just need to keep that in mind when you're working with those eyeshadows. But other than that, the formula, the texture, the blendability is actually very good. So there's nothing wrong with that. So the eyeshadows are actually pretty good quality. This is made in Italy. The quality of the eyeshadows are fantastic. I mean, it's brilliant. But you just need to keep that in mind when you're going into the marble eyeshadows. Okay, so I think she just created this just for the aesthetic appeal of it. She could have kept it just one shade, but it's just something innovative and nice to do, I guess, because when you look at it, it's just beautiful to look at. I mean, you know, mattes are velvety, they're smooth, they're very blendable, and it's very, very nice and very rich. I mean, this is just up my alley. I just love browns, nudes. I just love these shades. These shimmer metallic shades work best either with your finger as usual, or with those the sponge tip brushes. You know what I'm talking about, you know, like in the olden days I used to, you know, use those. Are actually really good for these kind of eyeshadows or any of these foil shadows. They actually work really smoothly. You can work it with a brush. I didn't have any issues with the brush. Use that sponge tip applicators. They work beautifully. It's just gonna look good. About this shade, Slippery. Let's just talk about it, because I know every single person out there wants to talk about Slippery. I mean, it just, okay, I'm just gonna be honest, okay? What the hell is that? It just basically looks like Vaseline with pigments suspended in it. And let me swatch this, okay? Initially, when you go in, this is what it is. It's just a lip balm. It's just a lip balm texture. I don't know how you're supposed to use this, because technically, if you want to do a glossy eye, this is definitely not that. You know, like you do those glossed eye looks. What this is. Like, why? Why is this in here? Why? Why? I think the only way to use this is if you could use this as a primer, like kind of a primer to get some of the shimmery shades to stick. Like this shade, what is this shade called? Flower Power. This one, it's quite glittery and quite powdery. Even this one, I think if you just dab this like on top and then put on this shade, I think it's just gonna stick nicely. Other than that, I mean, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. So let's just say we go with a matte shade, or let's just go in with Desire. Okay, I'm just gonna swatch this. Okay, so that's Untamed. Okay, this one. And then I'm just gonna go over with Desire, this shade, right? So I'm just gonna go Desire on top, right? Everybody can see that. It's actually quite shiny. I wanna go over with this shade on top. I wanna show you, I'm gonna do this live. So that's it, basically. It becomes like a cream shadow. So that is gonna crease, and that is going to move your eyeshadow, your probably not your base, but it is gonna move around. So it's technically exactly what it says, slippery. So it's just like a clear gloss, like a clear lip balm, except for the eye. So I'm guessing how you would use this is if you want to get something to stick, or if you want something to look a little bit wet, but I don't know how you're gonna be able to work that, because I tried thrice. I was actually trying to film a tutorial just to show how slippery would work, but I failed miserably. So I did this eye look, which was quite, you know, like a smoked out brown look. To the nude quads, yes, it's actually quite similar. I mean, color wise, I have both of them and I love these palettes. The new palette, so I mean, they are quite similar, the browns, but the quality is, there's a huge difference. This is made in China, this is made in Italy. The mattes are much more nicer, much more velvet. They're more velvety and nice to work with, and they're more pigmented. So all in all, if I would have actually liked this palette over these, if I knew this was coming out, I wouldn't have actually bought these. I would have just bought this instead. The only reason why I bought this palette is because I love nudes and I like warm tones, like chocolatey browns and golds, and the color story is beautiful. Other than this shade, of course, if I don't know if anybody knows how actually to use this, I would really like to see a tutorial of somebody using this. I saw Huda use it. She just dabbed it on top, but you could just use Fix Plus and get that same impact, because it doesn't really look wet. You know what I mean? It doesn't really look that wet. I don't really understand why that's in there. You could have just put in like another shade. Yeah. For 278 dirhams in Sephora here. Okay, now I feel it's a bit gimmicky because, you know, the marble eyeshadow and the slippery, it's all very interesting, something new, you want to check it out, like, whoa, what's that? Smoky eye looks with this, because you have these amazing transition shades. Some of these shades, especially this, they're amazing. I mean, I've not seen any palette carry some of the shades that's in here, which is really nice. Did I really need to get this palette? Probably not, because I have like a million of these shades, but I still got it because that's what I do. I buy makeup because I just can't control myself. I saw the marbled effect and I saw like, oh, like so, like, oh my god, I will have to get this palette. Naughty or gimmicky, you decide for yourself. So that's about it. So if you did enjoy watching this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Until then, see you. Bye bye.